Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a world where love is often confused with games, where relationships are treated like quick transactions instead of lifelong commitments. But let me tell you, this true love doesn't come from manipulation, strategy, or temporary sparks. It comes from one thing: respect. And respect is born out of boundaries. The truth is, boundaries are not walls, they're doors. They are not about keeping people out, they're about letting the right ones in. And when a man sees a woman who knows her worth, who communicates what she will and will not accept, something powerful happens. He doesn't just admire her, he values her. He falls in love with her in a way that isn't fleeting but forever. You see, men fall in love not when everything is easy, not when everything is handed to them, but when they feel challenged to rise. Boundaries challenge a man to grow, to be consistent, to show up as his best self. And when a woman makes it clear that she will not compromise her dignity, her peace, or her values for temporary affection, she sends a message louder than words. If you want me, you must rise to meet me. That's the boundary that makes love last. It's not about playing hard to get. It's not about being cold or distant. It's about standing strong in who you are. Because when you do that, the right man, the man who truly sees you, will not just fall in love with you. He will fight to keep you, respect you, and love you for life. Boundaries define respect. Respect is not something that is demanded. It is something that is cultivated, earned, and preserved. At the very core of every strong and lasting relationship lies one invisible line: boundaries. Boundaries are the framework of respect. They are the reason two people can love one another deeply while never losing themselves in the process. Without boundaries, love can quickly transform into chaos, confusion, or even control. But with them, love has direction, structure, and balance. Think of boundaries like the foundation of a home. If you build a beautiful house on sand, it may look amazing at first, but the moment the storms come, the whole structure crumbles. Boundaries are the concrete beneath the walls of love. They don't make the relationship less free, they make it more stable. Respect flows naturally when two people know what the other stands for and what the limits are. Here's the truth: people will only treat you as well as you require them to. If you accept neglect, that's what you'll get. If you tolerate disrespect, that's what will continue. But when you set clear boundaries, you're teaching someone how to love you. You're teaching them what you need, what you value, and what makes you feel safe. And a healthy person, someone who wants a lasting relationship, doesn't resist those boundaries. They lean into them because they want to respect you. Boundaries also create self-respect. The act of drawing a line is a statement: I know my worth, and I will not settle for less. This kind of strength doesn't push people away. It attracts the right kind of people toward you. Men especially are drawn to clarity. They want to know where they stand. They want to know what you expect and what matters to you. When you hold those boundaries firmly, you are not pushing love away. You are filtering out those who don't value you, leaving room for the ones who do. Respect born from boundaries also creates safety. A man cannot fall in love forever if he feels that love is built on shifting sands. If every conflict leads to compromise of your values, or if every argument erases what was once a standard, then the relationship is shaky. But when he sees you stand strong in your dignity, when he sees you hold firm to your peace, it tells him something powerful. You are trustworthy, consistent, and someone he can build a future with. Now, some people think boundaries are about control or coldness, but the opposite is true. They are an invitation. By saying, "This is who I am, and this is what I will accept," you are inviting someone to step into your life with clarity. You're telling them how to love you better. You're removing the guesswork, the confusion, and the hidden resentment that builds when expectations are unclear. Love thrives in clarity, and clarity comes from boundaries. When a man sees a woman who honors her boundaries, he doesn't just see strength. He sees respect not just for herself, but for him as well. Because respect is not one-sided. Boundaries protect both people. They prevent manipulation, they stop bitterness from growing, and they create a rhythm of mutual care. Over time, this rhythm turns into something unbreakable. It's not passion that keeps love alive forever, it's respect. and respect cannot exist without boundaries. So when we say boundaries define respect, we mean this. They are not just rules. They are reminders. They remind both of you that love is sacred. They remind you that dignity matters. They remind him that to be with you means honoring your heart, your mind, and your peace. And in that honor, in that respect, is where forever love is built. Men rise to standards. Every relationship is shaped by the standards we set. Standards are not about perfection, nor are they about being unapproachable or impossible to please. They are about alignment, the clear and honest message you send to the world about what matters to you and how you expect to be treated. And here's the truth. Men don't run from standards. Healthy men rise to them. When you have standards, you're saying, I know my worth. You're not asking someone to prove themselves by jumping through endless hoops. You're simply showing them that your heart, your time, and your energy are valuable. And the right man, the one who truly desires something lasting, doesn't see those standards as obstacles. He sees them as opportunities. He sees them as a chance to prove not just his love for you, but his commitment to becoming the man he was created to be. Men thrive when they are given something to rise toward. It is part of the human spirit. We grow under pressure. We strengthen when challenged, and we fall in love with the process of earning something we deeply value. When a man sees a woman with clear standards, he doesn't just admire her strength. He feels inspired to become more himself. He sharpens his character, improves his discipline, and chooses actions that align with respect. Why? Because he knows that love with her is not given cheaply, and once earned, it is worth everything. Standards protect against counterfeit love. Without them, relationships can quickly slip into convenience. If everything is always easy, always accessible, always without boundaries, then the connection doesn't hold weight. But when a woman has standards, when she communicates that she will not tolerate dishonesty, neglect, or inconsistency, it forces a man to either rise up or walk away. And here's the beauty: the wrong man will walk away, and that's a gift. But the right man will rise up, and that's forever. There is a myth that setting standards will make you lose people, but the truth is, standards don't lose the right people, they filter out the wrong ones. A man who loves convenience more than commitment will be uncomfortable with your expectations. He will resist the accountability your standards create. But a man who values true love, real connection, and lifelong partnership will welcome them. He will see them not as restrictions but as a roadmap, a clear path to your heart. Let's be clear, standards are not demands. They are not ultimatums. They are not harsh or rigid rules designed to control someone. Standards are values. They are about what you prioritize in your life and what kind of relationship you are willing to build. For example, a standard might be respect in communication. It means you won't accept yelling, belittling, or constant criticism. Or it might be faithfulness, a commitment to exclusivity. Or it might be consistency, knowing that love must show up daily, not just when it's convenient. These are not unreasonable. These are foundational. When a man encounters a woman with real standards, he is faced with a choice: remain where he is, or rise higher. And those who choose to rise don't just fall in love with her. They fall in love with the better version of themselves that she has inspired. Because love that lasts is never about staying the same. It is about growth, evolution, and progress. Standards create a mirror. They reflect back to a man what he is capable of. And when he rises, when he steps into those higher expectations, he doesn't just earn your love, he earns his own respect. That respect becomes the fuel that drives him to protect the relationship, nurture it, and keep it alive for a lifetime. The truth is, love without standards is like a river without banks. It flows aimlessly, without direction, and eventually it loses its power. But love with standards is focused, strong, and purposeful. It moves forward with clarity, and in that clarity men rise. So never lower your standards out of fear of losing someone, because the one who is meant for you, the one who will love you forever, will never be intimidated by them. He will be drawn to them, he will rise to meet them, And in that rising, both of you will discover a love that is stronger, deeper, and more enduring than you ever imagined. Clarity creates security. Love cannot thrive in confusion. When expectations are unclear, when communication is vague, when boundaries are blurred, insecurity begins to creep in. And where insecurity grows, trust begins to erode. That's why clarity is one of the most powerful gifts you can bring into a relationship. Clarity creates security. It builds a foundation where love can not only survive but grow strong enough to last a lifetime. Think of clarity as light in a dark room. Without it, everything feels uncertain. You're stumbling, guessing, and trying to piece things together, but when light fills the space, suddenly you can see. You know where to step, what to avoid, and how to move forward with confidence. That's what clarity does in love. It removes the shadows of doubt. It eliminates the guessing games. It gives both people the security of knowing where they stand. So often, relationships struggle not because of a lack of love, but because of a lack of clarity. One person assumes the other should just know what they need, or they hold back their true feelings, hoping the other will read between the lines. But love was never designed to be a puzzle. Love is not meant to be a test of how well someone can decode silence. Real love is built in the open, where words are honest, expectations are expressed, and boundaries are understood. When you are clear about what you expect, what you will accept, and what you need, you are creating safety for both yourself and your partner. You're telling them, this is where I stand, this is what matters to me. And a man who values you doesn't feel threatened by that clarity. He feels safe in it. He feels secure knowing that there are no hidden traps, no silent resentments waiting to explode later. He can trust that he is not walking blindfolded, but guided by truth. Security is what allows love to last, because passion might ignite a relationship, but without security, passion burns out. Security is what makes a man confident to invest his heart fully, knowing it's not a gamble. And that security is born out of clarity. If he knows where you stand, if he knows your boundaries, if he knows your values, then he can build with you. He can give himself to the relationship without fear of sudden betrayal, confusion, or shifting expectations. Clarity also builds respect. When you communicate clearly, you're not only honoring yourself but also honoring him. You're giving him the respect of truth. You're saying, I value you enough to be honest about what I need. That honesty makes him feel safe to do the same. Over time, this mutual openness creates a relationship where both people can breathe freely. There is no need for pretending, performing, or guessing. There is just real love lived in the light. But what happens when there is no clarity? Insecurity takes over. Insecurity makes people jealous. It makes them overthink. It makes them question whether they are enough or whether the relationship is stable. And insecurity, left unchecked, destroys love. But clarity removes insecurity at the root. When you say, this is what I expect, this is what I will not tolerate, this is what I value, you're not creating distance, you're building trust. You're showing that the relationship is strong enough to handle truth. Now, clarity does not mean harshness. It's not about being cold, critical, or demanding. True clarity is spoken with kindness, respect, and patience. It's the ability to communicate what matters without tearing someone down. It's about saying, I need consistency, or I value honesty, or I cannot accept disrespect, in a way that builds the relationship instead of breaking it. That kind of clarity creates a bond where both people feel understood, seen, and secure. Men, in particular, value security deeply. They want to know that the woman they love is someone they can trust, someone who means what she says, and someone who doesn't shift her values with the wind. When you give clarity, you are giving that trust. You are showing that you are not afraid to stand firm, and in turn, he feels safe to stand with you. At the end of the day, love is not about perfection. It's about building something stable together, and stability only comes when there is clarity, clarity in words, clarity in actions, clarity in boundaries, That clarity creates security, the kind of security that allows love not only to begin, but to endure. Because when a man feels secure in your clarity, he doesn't just stay, he invests, he commits. He loves not out of fear of losing you, but out of confidence that together, you are building something real. And that's the kind of love that lasts forever. Love grows through challenge. It's easy to believe that love should always feel effortless, that if two people are truly meant to be together, everything will fall perfectly into place without conflict or struggle. But that is not reality. Real love is not the absence of challenges, it is the growth that comes through them. Love grows through challenge, not comfort. It strengthens when it is tested. It deepens when both people rise to meet obstacles together instead of running from them. Think about it this way: a muscle only grows when it is challenged. You don't build strength by lifting what is light. You build strength by pushing against resistance. The same principle applies to relationships. When two people never face conflict, never encounter struggle, never hold one another accountable, their love stays shallow. But when challenges arise, and they always do, love has the chance to become something more. It can transform into loyalty, resilience, and a bond that cannot be broken. Challenges reveal character. They show you who someone really is when things aren't easy. Anyone can love when times are good, when everything is smooth, when feelings are fresh and exciting. But true love is proven in the moments when patience is tested, when communication is strained, when sacrifices must be made. A man who truly loves you will not run when things get hard. He will lean in. He will work through it. He will grow because he understands that love without challenge is love without depth. Boundaries, too, are a form of challenge. When you set boundaries, you are challenging someone to rise to your level. You're saying, "This is what love looks like to me, and if you want to walk this journey with me, you must meet me here." That challenge doesn't push real love away. It strengthens it. It weeds out those who want convenience without commitment, and it draws in those who are willing to grow. The truth is, challenge creates value. If love is too easy, if it costs nothing, it's often treated carelessly. But when someone has to fight for love, when they have to prove consistency, patience, and respect over time, that love becomes priceless. Men especially don't fall deeply for what comes without effort. They fall deeply for what requires their best. And when a woman's boundaries and standards create healthy challenges, the right man doesn't see them as obstacles. He sees them as the very reason she is worth loving forever. It's important to remember that challenges in love are not about constant conflict or unnecessary drama. They are not about fighting every day or creating tension for no reason. The kind of challenges that grow love are constructive, not destructive. They are the challenges of patience when you disagree, the challenge of forgiveness when mistakes are made, the challenge of discipline when life's pressures tempt you to drift apart, the challenge of accountability when one of you falls short. These challenges are not meant to break you, they are meant to build you. Love that avoids challenge never matures. It stays shallow, fragile, and dependent on circumstances. But love that faces challenges head on becomes unshakable. It creates two people who not only love each other's strengths, but also endure each other's weaknesses. It creates trust, because you know that when life gets hard, and it always does, your partner will not abandon you. They will stay, they will fight with you and for you. That kind of tested love is the love that lasts. Challenges also force communication. They push both people to talk, to express, to listen, and to adapt. And communication is the lifeblood of a strong relationship. Without challenge, communication can get lazy. With challenge, communication becomes intentional. You learn to say what you mean. You learn to hear what the other person feels. You learn to resolve instead of escape. That process doesn't weaken love, it strengthens it. So when difficulties come, when boundaries test a man's character, when life throws trials your way, don't see those moments as threats to love. See them as opportunities. Opportunities to grow closer, to deepen trust, to sharpen respect. Because love is not just about holding hands in the sunshine. It's about holding each other through the storm. At the end of the day, the love that grows through challenge is the love that cannot be replaced. It is the kind of love that carries weight, the kind that builds legacies, the kind that inspires loyalty for a lifetime. Because once you've gone through the fire with someone and come out stronger, you don't just fall in love with them, you fall in love with the journey you've walked together. And that is a love worth keeping forever. Boundaries build forever love. Every lasting relationship has one thing in common. It's built on respect, and respect is born out of boundaries. Without boundaries, love may start strong, but it rarely lasts. It burns bright for a moment, then fades when pressure comes. But with boundaries, love has the structure, the strength, and the clarity it needs to endure. Boundaries don't just protect love, they build it into something unbreakable, something eternal. Think of boundaries as the guardrails on a winding mountain road. Without them, the ride may feel free and open, but it's dangerous. One wrong turn, one moment of carelessness, and the entire journey ends in disaster. But with guardrails in place, you are free to enjoy the ride. You feel safe. You know that no matter how sharp the curve, you can trust the road to guide you. That's exactly what boundaries do for love. They make the relationship safe. They make it trustworthy, and that safety allows love to last forever. Many people fear boundaries because they think they'll scare others away. But here's the truth. Boundaries don't push away the right person. They only push away the wrong ones. The one who wants convenience without commitment will see your boundaries as a burden. But the one who truly values you will see them as a gift. He'll see them as proof of your worth. He'll see them as an invitation to love you in a deeper, healthier way. Forever love is not built on passion alone. Passion may ignite the spark, but it cannot sustain the flame. Forever love is built on consistency, loyalty, and respect. And boundaries are the blueprint for all three. They say, this is how we keep the fire alive. This is how we protect what matters. This is how we make sure our love doesn't burn out. When you hold your boundaries, you teach a man how to love you well. You teach him what matters most to you. You teach him what behaviors create trust and what behaviors destroy it. You create a framework where love is not left to chance but built with intention. And when a man chooses to honor those boundaries, he is not just respecting you, he is investing in the future of the relationship. He is saying, I am here for the long haul. Boundaries also prevent resentment. Without them, one person will always end up giving more than they should, while the other takes more than they deserve. Over time, this imbalance eats away at love. But when both people honor each other's boundaries, the relationship stays balanced. Both feel valued, both feel heard, both feel respected, and in that mutual respect, love is free to grow stronger with every passing year. Another powerful truth is this: boundaries make love intentional. They force both people to choose each other daily, not out of convenience but out of commitment. When you say, I will not accept neglect, or I will not tolerate dishonesty, you're creating a standard that requires effort. And the man who stays, the man who honors those boundaries, is making a daily choice to love you well. That choice builds a love story that is not temporary but eternal. Think about the couples who last decades together. Their secret is not that life was easy or that passion never faded. Their secret is that they built their love on respect, consistency, and trust, all of which come from boundaries. They faced storms, but never compromised the values that kept their love strong. They built something that time could not erode, and that's the kind of love boundaries create. At the end of the day, boundaries are not chains. They are not barriers. They are bridges. They bridge the gap between fleeting attraction and lasting commitment. They bridge the gap between convenience and covenant. They bridge the gap between love that fades and love that endures. Forever love is not about avoiding boundaries. It's about building with them. It's about recognizing that the man who values your boundaries is the man who values you. And when that value is present, when that respect is alive, love doesn't just survive, it thrives. It deepens, it lasts. So if you want love that is not just for a moment but for a lifetime, don't fear boundaries. Embrace them, because boundaries don't break love. Boundaries build love, and the love built on them is the kind that lasts forever. Love that lasts forever isn't a mystery. It isn't about luck. It isn't about guessing. And it isn't about finding someone who magically knows what you need without effort. Forever love is intentional. It is built step by step, brick by brick. And at the very foundation of it all is one truth: boundaries. Boundaries are not walls designed to push people away. They are doors that allow the right ones in. They define respect. They invite growth. They create security. They challenge both people to rise to their highest selves. And most of all, they build the kind of love that time cannot shake. Because without boundaries, love becomes fragile, easily broken by neglect, confusion, or selfishness. But with them, love becomes strong, rooted in respect, and alive with purpose. The kind of man who loves forever is not intimidated by your boundaries. He does not run from them. He welcomes them. He understands that your boundaries are not about restriction, but about protection of your heart, your peace, and your future together. And when he chooses to honor those boundaries, he is not only proving his love for you, he is proving his commitment to the journey of growth and respect that sustains love for a lifetime. Passion may begin a relationship, but it is boundaries that sustain it. They turn fleeting attraction into lasting devotion. They separate those who are simply passing through your life from those who are meant to stay. They create a filter so that when you finally stand with someone who sees your worth and values your boundaries, you can trust that the love you share is not built on convenience, but on covenant. And here's the most beautiful truth of all: when love is built on boundaries, it doesn't just last, it flourishes. It grows deeper with time. It survives challenges. It builds trust. It creates security. It inspires loyalty. That is the love every heart longs for, and that is the love boundaries make possible. So hold your boundaries not in fear, but in faith, because the one who honors them is the one who will honor you. And that is the one who will love you not just for a season, not just for a moment, but forever.